Hey guys, Nicole here. So I have a bit of a quandary and I wanted to kind of go through this process with you guys on here on YouTube. Um, because I think it might help people who maybe are more like me, and that I'll explain that here in a little bit. So as many of you know, I just got these new shelves. They're black brown, and they're a mix of Better Homes and Gardens and IKEA. And I did that just to kind of mesh with the room that it's in a little bit better. The bright white was just a little too bright, and not that the room it's in is super dark by any means. It's definitely a light and airy room, but it has a lot of that more distressed look and the blacks and the browns, not a lot of the gray and the white and the bright colors. And so I wanted to just kind of mesh better with the space. And so I still have my white shelves and where I have some other scrapbook product organized, more like project-based stuff organized in my office. So anyway, what I'm having trouble with is I've been kind of finally going through all the baskets. I had all these wicker baskets that I'd had back with my white shelves when I did have the more light and airy scrapbook room. And I'm not for sure if I want to keep using them, and I don't want to buy. So I just purchased some new organizers from Scrapbook.com. They were on sale, and I just kind of got in this organizational mode, and I'm there now, which feels kind of good because I needed to get the stuff done. So I've been going through all my bins. I've been putting items together. I went through all my holidays, and so I put all my ribbons and washi in one container and stamps in a container and all those things. So it's very well organized. For instance, what I'm talking about is this shelving unit here, okay? But it's not the prettiest looking thing. I don't want to go out and buy a whole bunch of new containers. I bought a few that were more for very specific things, like for Project Life cards and a few, and 6x6 and 6x8 paper pads. So I bought some, and they're all white, okay? So here's my issue. I have some clear containers. I have these chevron containers. I have a bunch of these clear shoe boxes that I bought really cheaply. I have some white stuff from my older space. I still am happy to incorporate in here because it's not like I don't want anything white in here. Like I said, the room isn't that super dark. It's not like I don't want anything white. And I'm also not opposed to using the gray wicker baskets, but I don't want to use them just randomly like this. I want to have everything kind of spread out nicely. So kind of on a scrapbook page, if you have multiple colors and you try to balance it all out nicely, I want to have the gray and the chevron and the clear and the white kind of spaced nicely throughout the space. So I'm trying to work through that a little bit. I'm gonna have to just play with that a little bit and figure that out. So I may move things around where I have them, But my goal is that this whole unit here will be all themed product. So if I'm going for a certain theme, that's where I'm going to go. That's kind of my plan for now. Okay. So when I get the containers that I ordered, I think I'm going to do some videos just on how I'm going to organize those and then space them throughout my space. I've spent hours. The reason this is an issue is because I've been on YouTube watching all these videos of these beautiful, beautiful rooms with the white shelves and the white Kallax units and the white Alex drawers and them all nice organized, and they're pulling out their drawers and they're beautiful in there. And I love to organize that kind of stuff. But one thing I did learn back in the day was that I need to have everything out and visible for me to use it. Because back in the day, I did have everything kind of put away in different containers and labeled and everything, and it did not work for me. However, since then, I've also transitioned to where I scrapbook more with kits. So maybe that way would work for me now, because I'm not going, for each layout, I'm not going to different parts of my space grabbing individual items. I'm grabbing a bag of supplies that I've put together or have been put together for me via manufacturer, and I'm scrapbooking with it, and then I'm adding to it as I need to from my stash. So as long as it's easy to find, so maybe I can't have things kind of in closed containers because I'm only pulling them out if I absolutely need to. Does that make sense? That's kind of my quandary, is I can maybe go back to having more closed organization where it's going to look a lot nicer in this space because of how I scrapbook now. I don't scrapbook where I need to be able to see things quite as much. I like seeing things, but the bags of kits aren't that pretty looking. It's not like we have a ton of company over where I have to worry about what this room looks like overall. I'm the one that spends most of the time in here, and my kids don't really care. It doesn't look horrible. Like, it doesn't look like it's like this nasty mess. And I'm not even done with this. Like, I think I have some work to do here yet. But so anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at. I also, I have a few tubs yet to organize and put away. My goal is I have this unit here with a bunch of just random stickers and stuff just getting thrown on there right now. It's kind of a mess. And then back here, I'm so sorry guys, this is our furnace room, but I do have these 2 trays back here also with just a bunch of those kind of looser items that I grab, washi and twine and ribbons and bling and brads, and there's doilies, and I don't even know what else is down there. And so this obviously, this is way too full. Like, I've got to get a handle on this. Unfortunately, a lot of these are knotted together, which is fine. I'll just cut them apart. This is not the most useful for me right now. And the problem is, what I do is when I go on scrapbooking weekends, I forget to pack these items. And so then I just go when I just buy like another pack of twine, like a multicolor pack, or I'll just buy some random bling packages when we do our Hobby Lobby trip, or I'll grab some more washi. And so my goal with these is to pare this down, not by getting rid of it, but what I think I want to do is actually go through it and actually kit them a little bit. So not so much that where if I needed a certain color, I wouldn't be able to find it, but like if I have 10 different red and white, I'm thinking of a good example. Like, yeah, it will just say, or let's say this white and gold. I think this is silver. I can't tell. Anyway, say I have a bunch of these white and silver, white and gold twines. Okay, well, I may leave, one of each color out in this container or this tray, but I could put probably one in my 4th of July kit, and I could put one in my Christmas kit. And if I were to happen to run out of, what I leave in my regular tray, I'll know where to find them. It's not going to be that hard for me, right? To say, oh, where would I put white and gold twine? I'd most likely put it, or I have a formal kit, like I could put it in there too. And so, when you get these kind of more like gold foily things or whatever, or like this light green, I'm most apt going, to use that on a spring layout because it's that really light, pretty green. But if I have like 2 or 3 of them, I could also put one in my Christmas collection, right? So my goal is that maybe I have kind of a core like a group of colors that I keep out all the time to where I can find at any time, and maybe put them in some kind of container that I can take to a crop with me. So when I go to Scrapbook with Angie, I could just grab it and have it, and maybe have like my twines and my bling together, and that way, and some washies maybe as well. And then same thing with like my bling, right? So, okay, so if I have, like red, a whole bunch of red bling, or this is actually purple. Okay, this is purple. Okay, so let's say I have 4 purples. Well, I could put one in my Halloween kit, and I could put one in a fall collection, and then one in my general collection, and then I could put one in maybe the formal, in case my girls are gonna wear all they've worn all kinds of different colors of prom dresses. So anyway, that's just a thought. Like, I'm just kind of going through like these, with like the pearls, like these are going to go into probably more of a formal layout. So I could put this into my formal kit. And, so anyway, so that's kind of what I'm thinking as far as just getting this kind of pared down. I would ultimately like to get these into containers in my front room and maybe use these trays these, roller trays in my office for something different. Like, I don't like this stuff in here. It's not horrible, but it just isn't, it's not fitting into my space very well. So I want to get that taken care of. So yeah, so I've just been organizing like a crazy woman, and I'm just trying to get this furnace room cleaned out so that when we have our water softener needs to be changed, it's not like I have to move 5 million things. I have the tubs, like old kits I'm breaking apart, which I'll probably do some more of that once I get a game plan going. Sorry. And so anyway, so I'm going to kind of just work with this process through with you guys as I'm organizing things and figuring it out. and kind of showing you how I try to, how I'm going to utilize things I already have, right? Containers I already have. I may buy a few more randomly just if I feel like I need a little bit more balance, but I'm going to just kind of go with you how I'm going to balance those in my space. So it doesn't feel like I have, like right now, I only have these right here. So these are just from Dollar General. I can get them anytime. So maybe I grab, 2 more cubes worth of those and put them over here and move some paper elsewhere and then put some more supplies over there. So there's a little bit of balance. That's why I'm trying to think through is it's like decorating a room, right? But I'm decorating it with storage pieces. And I'm not going to have like this beautiful all white, all drawers, all cabinets kind of room. That's just not in the cards. It's not really even what I really would work best in anyway. But I want this space to look good. And right now, to me, it looks like heaven. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all the kits and all the paper and all the stickers. And this area is just not so nice, but that's where a lot of my new storage is going to go. But I just don't want to, walk in here and be like, oh my gosh, just like a bunch of white containers here and a bunch of chevron containers here, and there's no balance. So that's kind of what I'm going to work through. But I want my like items to be together. I want my themed albums to be together. And so I'm going to work through that with you guys. So anyway, I just want to do the kind of intro to organization video, I guess is what I'll call it. And I'm going to really quickly, just going to really quickly, see there's some more stuff there I got to put away. This is getting nice and full. So yeah, so here's where the rest of my stuff is. This is all photos, memorabilia. That's another project I want to organize is photos. I want to organize up here so it's not quite so crazy up there. Again, just even if you have a lot of stuff, if you have some consistent containers, it can make it look nicer. So I might maybe try to go grab some more of these and then just have those kind of across with maybe that in the middle. So I'm going to kind of work through some of that. Again, I don't want to buy a ton of new containers and spend a ton of money. I've bought so many containers over the years, and I'm pretty sure some of them are probably in storage that I should probably go dig out. But now it's too cold outside. I don't want to do that. So I may have to just do that in the spring. But see, there's a bunch more of those chevron containers. So maybe I'll put that stuff somewhere else and transfer those into that space or that kind of thing. And so I also want to take my photos. So I have, back in the day, I would I'd print all my photos and then I'd sort them by category, put them in the right photo box, and then just organize the rest that didn't really fall into a category. So if they were a fall theme layout, they'd go in this box. I haven't done that for many years. I mostly just print off my phone, but I have done some random larger print sessions like with Walgreens. So my photo organization is not the best right now. So what I also want to do, and this could maybe be a video series, is go through my photos, organize them, and maybe put them. I had this back in 2 houses ago. I had where I kept my photos with my supplies. So my fall box, for instance, right, the fall box here would be with my fall supplies. But right now I need to go through all of these photos that are organized by year and pull out any, themed pictures out of those, and then get on my phone and print off any that I haven't printed already or scrapbooked already. And I'm okay keeping my photos in here. That's not a problem. But I feel like right now I have like some fall photos here and some fall photos probably in here. So I just need to kind of work that through as well. And that's something that they're kind of organized, but like I said, the last few years where I haven't been scrapbooking as much, a lot of them remain on my phone, and I need to go through my scrapbooks and put layouts away and go through chronologically, make sure what photos I haven't printed yet, because it's kind of very random, but I scrapbook enough, like I've printed off enough, but I know that there's probably some that I haven't printed yet. And so anyway, that is something that is on my mind and that I want to get going on. Ultimately, I would love to, I'm trying to, again, like use up supplies and, use storage that I have and try to start making some of these mini albums and eventually not have so much kind of overstock here and have things. I'd like to ultimately get everything into my main space with maybe a few things in that back storage room. Not that I need this space for anything particular. It's very pretty. I mean, it's kind of messy, but it's and it's not like we don't have the room. It's just my office. So having kind of this type of stuff back here isn't a big deal. It's more project oriented stuff. But I don't really craft in here. And maybe that will change. Maybe I'll do more crafty stuff in here where I use like the kind of like this, more of that stuff up there. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just babbling now. But I also would like to get like this stuff out of here and get this into my space. So where stamps are all, I guess this is actually more important to me to kind of get out and reorganized into my main space versus the shelves, just because it's a very random storage unit there. So, which I think that will happen with the stuff I ordered from scrapbook.com. I ordered some containers that hopefully all my thickers will fit into. Anyway, so that is the road I'm on. I'm doing it during the absolutely craziest time of year for me. But when I am home, I'm like motivated to be down here and organize. And so I thought I'd take you guys along with me. All right, guys, well, stay tuned and we will organize Nicole's scrapbook room together. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.